Hello everyone, this is me, Mike, and today we want to talk about da, 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 San Diego Comic Con 2015. Ta-da! Because I've been there for the first time in about third attempt, three, one, two, three. We tried 3 years in a row, 3 years in a row, to get tickets for Comic Con, and this time it actually worked. I got tickets for Friday, and I've been there, and I want to show you how. A little bit of my experience and what I got from. Should I show the back? Oh, there's a code in the back. I don't know. Talk about a little bit of my experience at San Diego Comic Con 2015. So, as I said, we got tickets for Friday, and it turns out you can't pick up your Friday tickets before Friday. So you have to actually pick them up on the day you want to go there. As opposed to if you have the whole week, you can pick them up at preview night actually, or if you have multiple tickets. Which is on Wednesday night. Comic Con itself is on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But by the time we ordered the tickets, I think the preview night and the Thursday option were already sold out. So Friday was the earliest one available, and then they had a couple of tickets left for Sunday. I'm not exactly sure. Don't quote me on that, but we went for the Friday version. My wife and I went, and this is how we got, or this is, well, yeah, we get to the loot later, but this is like basically our experience. So we showed up at the venue, and first thing you want to do is you want to get your actual tickets. You'll get these lanyard with them, and it says Friday 2015 right here, and they'll put like this little print out sticker thingy in there to show that it's yours. You're not supposed to transfer these to anyone else, so keep them by yourself. And actually, they come in pretty handy if you ever plan on going the following year, because you will be in an additional drawing for tickets if you have your pass from the previous year. But we'll get to that later. I'll actually make an entire playlist of my San Diego Comic Con experience and loot haul. It should be linked up right here, or in the description box below. You'll find it. So you'll pick up your badge, and right after you picked up your badge and all that, you'll get handed a freaking large bag. And bear with me, this is quite huge. And it wouldn't fit the video entirely, so it says San Diego, no, the Comic Con family of conventions, and then 2015, and then it has a couple of silhouettes of superhero figures or villains, and it says Comic Con on the left, 2015, and WonderCon Anaheim on the right. And this is a bag that doubles as a backpack. It has some straps on the left so you can comfortably wear it on your back. And in the beginning, it also features some advertisement on the other side for a TV series or something. I think this one has Hannibal, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, so in the beginning it's quite empty, and all it contains is the Comic Con souvenir book that they give out every year. It's quite heavy, so you'll probably want to wear it on the back. And the souvenir book kind of like gives you an idea about like the theme or the topic of this year's Comic Con. I don't know. So there's like always a little bit of a story, a backstory with it, and it comes in quite handy. There's a lot of Catwoman artwork in this one. Gives you quite a bit of an idea of what to expect from Comic-Con this year. And I actually have one from last year, although I have not been last year. A friend of mine was so kind to give me her souvenir book, and last year was all about Batman and the actual 45th anniversary of the San Diego Comic-Con. So there's a lot of 75 years of Batman stuff in here, and artwork and stuff, and Turtles were all the rage. And so you'll get this every year. This is 2014, this is actually 2015. And they come in the bag, in the backpack for free. And then there's also a thing called an event guide. So this thing contains the entire schedule for the whole convention. Where this is all like, this is not the high quality print as this guy, because this one prints pretty late, I think. And it will give you the exact schedules on every day, every hour, what you can do, in like how to plan your day. The problem though is If you get this on a Friday morning and you browse through it, you probably miss a couple of interesting things because it takes you quite a while to figure out the schedule and the layout of the floor and the hallway, especially if it's your first time on the convention. So I would not rely on this event guide too much. You can look at it pretty easily when you're waiting in a line somewhere, so that comes in quite handy to plan out your next stop at the con. But ideally, you would want to check the schedule in the app or on the website before you actually go to Comic Con to kind of like plan your day and know where stuff's at, and you don't have to go looking around for it. So this is probably more helpful for guys that pick it up at preview night and then they can use all after they visited preview night, like plan out the remainders of their days. Um, and in fact, I also have the 2014 version of this with Hellboy. Um, Same thing goes for this guy. They hand it to you in the bag, the entire schedule, which is kind of like meh, because if you're only at Comic Con for one day, you already should know your schedule, because then this guy is not really helpful very much. Otherwise, maybe you feel bored and don't know where to go, you can have a look at it. So, and that's about it actually. So the bag comes quite empty, but then at the show floor, they'll hand you out giveaways or goodies or for free. And one of the very first things you might want to pick up is the newsletter for the day. This one is the Friday version. It says Friday, July 10th, 2015. And they have this out every day right behind the area where you pick up your lounge bags and your badges and stuff. And this one has all the latest updates on the schedules, the actual program, which is already a little bit messed up right here. And then they also have updates in case any of the schedules changed, because keep in mind they have to print, or the information published on the website actually is probably not the most accurate because of last minute changes. And then the stuff in the event guide is maybe outdated but probably more current than on the website. And then this one is probably the most current because it looks like it was printed the day before, the actual day before. So it's kind of like newspaperish, papery style. So you want to pick up one of those, and then you want to quickly skim through it for the shows and events that you want to attend and where to find those. Because keep in mind, not only showtimes update or events update as a whole, because they might get canceled or something, but also kind of like the layout of the floor might change, or they change the venue where the event is held, stuff like that. So make sure you get one of those. Comes in quite handy. Probably the most handy of the three. Anyways, and then they come with a quick guide to the con and the San Diego Convention Center and San Diego and the surrounding area, because it's right at the end of the Gaslam's quarters, and it show you like all the activities you can do around there. It has a schedule for all the weeks and kind of like a list of activities that you can do outside of the con. So there's some activities that are going on where you don't actually need to have a badge to attend. And that's about it. And then you can just walk around. They will give you free comic books and like leaflets and advertisement stuff. And I don't know, you can just grab it and go. This is kind of like Ninjago comic that they handed out. And then we have a comic book, Rise of the Incarnates. And I think this one was from last year. It kind of like was here in my list of comic stuff. And all over the show floor, they'll give you like handouts, leaflets, and cards, and I don't know. And you probably buy stuff, and then you can put it in the bag and haul it around. You might want to bring your own backpack though, because this one, if you carry it around for a whole day, it becomes quite flimsy. So you want to make sure that you actually have a backpack to secure all your valuables. And then one thing that was important to me for my first visit at Comic-Con, obviously, or not obviously, but that's important to me, were kind of like the Comic-Con exclusives. And that's something that's toys or toy-related items that are exclusive and only available at Comic-Con. And you miss out if you're not at the venue, basically. And you can look them up prior to the convention on different websites that are all Comic-Con related, but they only give you kind of like an idea of what's available. They don't have the full list available, and they don't tell you like how to get them actually. So there's quite a bit of like research work involved, and For the ones that are kind of like Comic-Con veterans, they already all know, but this one was my first one, so I was quite excited and interested and had to research like how to get to exclusives. But what we did after we picked up our badge, the badge right here, we got our backpacks. We quickly skimmed through what's in there. We got the souvenir book and the event guide, and then we knew from before we were using the San Diego Comic-Con app on the iPhone that there is a minifigure giveaway at the kind of like raffle style from Lego, and they had a different minifigure every day, and the only day we were there was Friday, and I think Friday's theme was actually announced as Star Wars. Don't quote me on that, but I was quite confused because I'll show you in a minute what we got, which wasn't Star Wars. So I thought we would get in line for the Star Wars minifigure, and the line proved to be actually quite long. We got there around 9:30-ish, and we had to wait till like 12:30 until the drawing started. And it was quite interesting. The drawing, so you got in line, and the line went, if you're in San Diego local or you know the area, the line went all the way back to Seaport Village, the back of the convention center, all the way down to Seaport Village, and maybe past it. So it was really, really long. And it was like not first come, first serve, but they would give away the minifigures as long as they have them. If they run out, they run out. And what happened is that once the line started moving, we would go back up into the convention center, and you would touch on an iPad, and the iPad would tell you, yay, you won, or nay, you didn't win. And from what I could see, it was about 50-50-ish chance to win something. So if you bring your whole family, you obviously have a higher chance of getting one of these minifigures. If you're on your own, you probably end up with like about 50-50 chance of winning. Which is quite fair because that gives a chance to everyone waiting in line, which is also kind of like disappointing because you waited in line for 3.5, potentially 4 hours, and then you didn't get up anything. You ended up didn't get anything. So for Friday, the minifigure, so my wife got a nay and I got a yay, is Marvel Superheroes from the Secret Wars series, the all-new Captain America. And remember, initially I told you about Star Wars, right? So that's why I was a little bit confused as they handed out these. Not that I don't want the Captain America. Actually, I favor this one over the Star Wars minifigure they handed out. But I was a little bit confused, and I double-checked, and I didn't see any announcement that they actually changed it. So, well, I'll take it. And I'll do a separate review video of Sam Wilson as the new Captain America Secret Wars superhero minifigure from Lego. But he comes with his vibranium Captain America shield. And so it took us about 3 hours to get here, to get this. And then it was around lunchtime, and there's plenty of occasions on the site, on the venue itself, to go and grab something to eat. You can also bring your own food. There's a bag check when you pick up your badge and you go into the venue. Nothing too terrible. You can bring your own water. You can bring your own snacks if you want to. And then the other exclusive that I knew they had, and that I was very interested in, was the Jim Lee Blue Line black and white Batman figure, which is a 2015 convention exclusive, and I actually got my hands on one of those guys. And there's quite a bit of a backstory to this one too. This is what it looks like. Black and white Batman action figure and some artwork with it. And again, I'll put a separate review video on the playlist, and it's probably also linked up here, the entire playlist for you to watch. The price for these guys was supposed to be $40, and then with every purchase of $40 of one of those figures, you would get a raffle ticket to be able to buy a $300 version of this Blue Line Batman, which had a unique artwork by Jim Lee with it. But they only had the limited amount of these figures available. And you walk around the show floor and you go to different vendors, and they'll tell you they're out or not. And this one, I actually paid $55 for it because it was one of the last ones available for that day. And remember, I only had the Friday, so I definitely wanted to I didn't want to go home without one of those because I kind of like Batman, and this one is a really nice action figure with all the black and white. Watch the video for all the details. I just wanted to point out that actually I saw this go away on the show floor for more than $80. So there were some vendors that didn't go with the $40 ticket, with the $40 recommended selling price, and they also they rip you off on the raffle ticket. So if you didn't know that you would get a raffle ticket with this guy to be able to purchase the exclusive $300 version, they would just keep them for themselves and hope to get into the drawing. But yeah, that's just a little side note. So watch the details video if you want to have any more of that backstory. And then with the badge, there's a barcode. In on some booths, they would scan your barcode and you would get like freebies. At Sideshow Collectibles, they would give you a $25 gift card. And if you don't know Sideshow Collectibles, they're making amazing, not action figures, but figures, collectibles that look really, really, really nice, but they're also really, really expensive. Now, if you have your barcode scanned at the booth from Sideshow Collectibles, you'll get this $25 gift card, and you could spend it right away to get the R2-D2 figure that they were selling at the booth. They had like a little bit articulated R2-D2 figure with different features. It came with a different set of items and equipment that you could like prop it up to use. But I wanted to save this one, and I actually want to spend it on probably an Iron Man, one of the more cheaper, like $150-$200 price range figures. Sideshow Collectibles, for the ones that don't know, they have figures in the price range of anywhere between $100 and multiple $1,000. So it's quite a big gift card that they give away for free for $25. But then again, all of their figures are in the higher price range. So there's actually a code in the back. That's why I'm not showing it to you. All right. And then once I got Batman, and we had this one from the around lunchtime, I was just browsing the show floor. I actually saw the cast of Game of Thrones that was there. We saw Kiss. I got in line at the Mattel booth for some exclusives. I didn't get any of them because they sold out while I was waiting in line. There were insane amount of numbers of Funko Pop like vendors available. Like at every other stand, it seemed like they would sell you pops. For me, it was just exciting all around because it was my first time to the Comic-Con, and it took me like the entire day to just walk the show floor without going into any details of any other the vendors. And my goal for the next year is to actually get the whole week pass, so I can split out my browsing of the show floor over multiple days and actually go there on the weekends. So because we spent basically the first half of the day just waiting for this minifigure, and then second half of the day we were already pretty tired from waiting in line in the sunshine outside. And then at the end of the day, I walked home. I took the bus because I don't live very far from the venue. There's quite a experience around the convention center as well. They had Lego Universe, they had Assassin's Creed parkours, they had a tent with Call of Duty, in like plethora of things that you could just do by walking up to the convention center without even having a pass. So you could have a lot of fun at the convention if you're not at a convention actually. So if you don't need a badge, you can just go there and just participate in all the activities that you don't require a badge. So having said that, next year I definitely want to go for the option that gives me the preview night, so I can have a little bit more relaxing scavenging hunt for all my exclusives that I want to score, and then I can take the rest of the day for like a little bit of a relaxed browsing of all the venues in comic books and everything over there. If you like this kind of video, please give it a thumbs up. Always subscribe to the channel to not miss out on any of the other Comic-Con related videos that I put up. There's a playlist linked in the top right where I'll go over Mr. Captain America and Batman Jim Lee Blue Line in particular, and I also have a little rant that's probably going to be one of the last videos related to Loot Crate. It's kind of like a little bit of San Diego Comic-Con and Loot Crate crossover. Yeah, that's about it. Hope to see you next time. Bye.